The Community Legal Volunteers Program, or CLV as it is commonly known. The CLV program is an extension of the Paralegal Advisory Services, one of the special programs of the Foundation for Human Rights Initiative. The CLV program provides holistic legal aid services right from the grassroots. That is from the village level by community-based volunteers in partnership with local council courts and traditional leaders at no cost to the beneficiaries. Where matters cannot be resolved, referrals are made to paralegals and eventually to the lawyer for mediation or free representation where litigation is the only option. The CLV program is being piloted in Busia district in two sub-counties of Lunyo and Busime with outreach services to three neighboring sub-counties of Majanji, Lumino and Masaba. There are also weekly live radio talk shows featuring legal awareness reaching the whole of Busia district and the neighboring districts. Whereas the Paralegal Advisory Services offers legal aid assistance in criminal matters, mainly within the criminal justice system, the CLV program offers legal assistance in civil matters at village level, focusing on vulnerable and poor women, orphans and persons with disabilities, among others.
We run a legal aid program that is certified by the law council, but that is available mainly to those who can access our facilities here. We felt that we needed to reach out to areas which are hard to reach and create a framework within which people can be assisted within their communities. With the support of the Democratic Governance Facility, DGF, we launched a program called the Legal Community Volunteers Program in Busia in 2013. The idea was to diversify the support base, because for a long time we have focused more on criminal matters. Much as assisting offenders is a good thing, we also felt that the bulk of the population has challenges with accessing justice in civil proceedings. That is why we launched a fully-fledged program in Busia.
The choice to pilot the CLV program in Lunyo and Busime sub-counties was not by accident. The two sub-counties are the farthest from Busia town, where PASS offers free legal aid services and where courts are located. It was also observed that most criminal cases result from unresolved civil disputes. 40 community legal volunteers were recruited and trained from these two sub-counties where they live and work.
Community Legal Volunteer Program is a child of the Paralegal Advisory Services, where we offer services in the criminal justice system. We have paralegals working in the courts, working with the police, working with the state attorneys to help expedite access to justice for the poor. Now, we realized through the monitoring process that paralegals could not reach the grassroots where disputes begin at the village level. Busia district is quite large, and some villages as far as 40 or 50 kilometers away from the center where the paralegals are based. So when we monitored the Paralegal Advisory Program, we discovered that there was that gap. And we decided to come up with the Community Legal Volunteer Program, where we have community legal volunteers from the villages, living in the villages, so they are easily accessible by the community. And when there's a dispute, the people have somewhere to run to.
Whatever the case, the idea for community legal volunteers was the result of monitoring and evaluation reports that consistently revealed a serious gap for civil legal aid across Uganda.
Our monitoring is in 3 parts. We have community legal volunteers based in the villages. When they attend to a dispute and they feel that it is a bit complicated, they report to the paralegals who who have received some training in dispute resolution. And if the paralegals cannot handle the situation, they report the matter to the lawyer who is based in Busia. The lawyer comes then to assist and resolve the dispute. And if he cannot, then he takes the matter to court.
And here in Busia, we have had rampant cases of abuse of children's rights. And then we also have issues of land disputes, particularly disadvantaging the widows. And so this is a timely project coming at a time when the community very much needs it.
The Community Legal Volunteers program is structured in a 3-tier system. At the grassroots are the community legal volunteers who live and work within their communities. Their role is to identify civil disputes at the onset before they escalate into major cases, provide guidance on provisions of the law in such matters, mediate the disputing parties in consultation with LCs and local leaders at the grassroots, and refer deserving cases to the lawyer for legal representation.
And this has worked because residents know better the things that are happening within their areas. Where there are cases of child neglect, cases of defilement, cases of land disputes, community legal volunteers are the first to get to know about it, even before the legal officer.
CLVs in the selected sub-counties were trained on basic civil law and processes, as well as counseling, mediation and mobilization for community dialogues.
Before the Community Legal Volunteers program, there were so many cases in domestic, in land disputes, and animal trespass, in child protection and child abuse and whatever. But now, as we were trained and we get skills, how we can handle, how we can counsel, and how we can mediate, we have solved so many cases.
They also play a key role in increasing legal awareness for the poor and vulnerable, especially in civil laws and their application in dispute resolution. Legal awareness programs are carried out through community dialogues like this one in Lunyo sub-counties.
Now the way we help them, we teach them the laws, how they should handle these things. With the, for example, the animal trespass, we can go and teach people in the community that with the animals, when you have your animal, you must keep it in this way, Because
the community dialogues usually bring in key stakeholders like local government leaders, social workers, magistrates and the police to discuss pertinent legal challenges affecting communities.
This Office of Community Legal Volunteers program has been of great help, particularly the Office of the RDC, even police, even the courts of law. One, it has improved the level of awareness of the common person on matters relating to law. It has educated people on their rights and obligations associated with those rights. It has enlightened the people on stakeholders in ensuring that rights are protected, particularly of the vulnerable people, the children, women in their households, people with disabilities, the elderly in terms of land.
School outreach programs are also carried out to sensitize young people on their rights and responsibilities, as well as relevant laws and how they're applied to resolve disputes related to violation of children's rights. For instance, a team of CLVs is at Wolekeye Primary School in Lunyo sub-county for a routine outreach focusing on child rights. Such visits are carried out at least once or twice in a term.
The first day I heard of this CLV, I had it here at school. The headmaster told us we have visitors. Can you people organize your classes under the Damango tree? They're coming to teach us. Now when they came, there was a policeman amongst them. Now I said, but what wrong have we committed? Then when they started talking, then we say, oh wow, that's very good. And I participated as one of the translators to my learners.
As a young person, more so a girl child, Nabwide, a pupil in primary 7 at the school, appreciates what the CLVs are contributing to their upbringing.
Kale banje kesangu kenda bulai oho yerindange somuhana obo so oho attending lessons obo hola buli sibamborere bazanga bazade handi silaini show bechanga handi singa sibechanga bahahaire ngo tuberesa advice yo iri advice yo tusire mungefe bahana.
The school and outreach programs are supplemented by radio awareness live talk shows with listenership in Busia and the districts that neighbor it. The talk shows are held once a week with members of the CLV program represented as well, involved in the administration of justice, for instance, the police. Besides mobilizing communities for legal awareness and rights sessions, the CLV have initiated alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. Disputing parties are brought together and assisted to resolve their matters without recourse to violence, and where it's felt issues can be resolved without going to court. For instance, CLVs in Bwalido village in Busime sub-counties helped 81-year-old Andrea Ndonji to resolve a dispute over his land with his son, Wide Joseph. The CLVs mediated father and son, pointing out to the latter he had no right to grab the land his father had toiled and saved to acquire.
The biggest case we have solved as CLV just of recently. We have managed to cancel Muse called Andrea Ndongi and his son Wire Joseph. They had land dispute. The son wanted to claim the whole land from his parent. We went there, we sisters the parent plus the son.
Andrea's wife Margarita cannot agree more that CLVs are helping to reunite people who were previously in dispute and vowing to do away with one another.
Oriendo mwana mufuire osanda naye mwana habasa umanga yehonya awina yafwa dane ebo bidinyi takire nyebe hoda bana beko banyato.
A short distance away. In case CLVs are unable to resolve an issue, the matter is referred to the paralegals who are based in Busia town and who form the second tier of the program.
We support them when they are carrying out, when they identify areas where we need to go for sensitization. We go together. When they sensitize and find certain challenges, certain questions that are difficult for them to answer, they invite us and we still go back and sensitize to clarify.
The paralegals in turn refer difficult matters to the lawyer or advocate who supervises the CLVs to ensure they have adequate legal information at hand. The CLV program has been so readily accepted that it's housed right within the premises of the Busia Chief Magistrate's Court. This is testimony to the good working relations within the judiciary. More crucially, the important role the program is playing is in resolving matters that would otherwise take up much of the court's time and resources. This is principally by mediating cases that the courts deem can be solved by the parties in dispute. Since it commenced in November 2015, the CLV program has successfully mediated 135 cases.
They do a lot of work here at court, especially focusing on civil matters. They do mediation because it's a requirement under the law these days that mediation is done before a case proceeds. So we send mail files to them for mediation, and they do that. At least 135 cases have been mediated so far.
We did not have a specific NGO providing legal services to the vulnerable people. We used to rely on offices which are in Tororo, justice centers, and it was a bit costly for the poor people. First of all, transport Tororo was a problem.
On average, the Busia Magistrates Court, like many courts in Uganda, is faced with a huge problem of case backlog. This is mainly due to the shortage of judicial officers to manage them. The piloting of the CLV model in Busia district is demonstrating that if adopted in Uganda's judicial system, it could go a long way in helping reduce the flow of cases into the formal justice system, hence creating time and space to clear the backlog in the judiciary. Indeed, this is now being proven at the Busia Chief Magistrates Court.
Especially in avoiding backlog, because if a case is mediated and it doesn't proceed with this normal system of hearing cases, creates backlog. Some cases would easily be mediated. So Paralegal is doing that. The officers of Paralegal are doing that. They're avoiding backlog, and cases are also speeded up, especially when they represent the indigent persons, those who don't have help.
Within a period of only 9 months since the Community Legal Volunteers Program was implemented, many stakeholders now appreciate its impact, not least the police. They have more time to focus on their role of handling criminal matters, where in the past they found themselves handling civil disputes as well. The police also agree that the work of the CLVs in handling civil disputes and legal rights awareness has also led to the reduction in crime.
There are cases which come up, you look at them as if they are criminal in nature, but when actually the biggest component is civil. So it has helped us to make sure and to sort out very many civil cases. So it has probably reduced our burden as police in terms of suspects in custody, in terms of maybe cases going direct to court in criminal nature. So it has helped to reduce on the level of crime in Busia.
Ever since the Paralegal Community Legal Volunteers came into operation, the fact, before it came in operation, this police post, in fact, there was a number of cases being reported. Civil cases were rampant concerning to land, concerning to legal domestic violence. The cases, every week, I can register a number of cases related to those cases, land, domestic violence. But when the Paralegal volunteers came into operations, in fact, those cases it has reduced tremendously.
While the Community Legal Volunteers Program is still in its infancy, it is certainly beginning to have an impact in the sub-counties where it is being implemented. For instance, in Busime sub-county, local officials appreciate its role in reducing conflict.
We have been having land wrangles all the time in our office, child neglect, child abuse cases, all of them have been piling in our office every day. But as of now, we have a limited, we're almost not handling them just because of the good work so far done by the CLVs.
Similar appreciation is felt in Lunyo sub-county.
We use that as a sub-county to register over 3 cases per day here at the sub-county. But now, as I speak, you can end up in a month even registering only 1 case. So I take it as an achievement because of Paralegal, and more so this Paralegal legal volunteers.
After piloting the CLV program for 1 year,